After Furiosa's mother's death, the movie escalates as the warlord Dementus attempts to seize control of the Citadel, a critical stronghold in the post-apocalyptic landscape known for its fresh water and agricultural resources. This scene is pivotal as it highlights the brutal power struggles between rival factions, particularly showcasing the fierce rivalry between Dementus and Immortan Joe, the tyrannical ruler of the Citadel. The siege begins. Dementus leads his biker gang, known for their ruthless loyalty and combat prowess, in an assault on the Citadel. The scene opens with a chaotic atmosphere as Dementus's forces launch their attack, aiming to overthrow Joe's regime. The battle is intense, characterized by violent confrontations and strategic maneuvers. Joe's war boys, fanatically loyal to their leader, mount a fierce defense. Their unwavering commitment to Joe's cause is evident as they engage in self-sacrificial tactics, willing to give their lives for their leader. Brutal combat. The combat sequences are chaotic and visceral, illustrating the harsh realities of warfare in this desolate world. Both sides engage in brutal hand-to-hand combat and utilize makeshift weapons, emphasizing the desperation and ferocity of each faction. Despite Dementus's initial plans to conquer the Citadel, his forces are ultimately repelled by Joe's well-organized army, which has superior numbers and strategic positioning. Tactical retreat and new plans. After suffering significant losses during the siege, Dementus is forced to retreat. However, his ambition remains unquenched. He quickly shifts his focus to capturing Gastown, an oil refinery that supplies gasoline to the Citadel. This strategic move demonstrates Dementus's cunning nature and his desire to control vital resources in the Wasteland. By employing a Trojan Horse tactic, disguising his gang as war boys, he successfully deceives Gastown's leaders into allowing them entry. Negotiations with Immortan Joe. Following his conquest of Gastown, Dementus engages in negotiations with Immortan Joe. He demands increased supplies of food and water from Joe in exchange for maintaining fuel deliveries from Gastown to the Citadel. This moment underscores the precarious balance of power between the two warlords. Furiosa becomes a key figure in these negotiations due to her knowledge of escape routes and her connection to both factions. Furiosa's imprisonment. Despite her pivotal role in these negotiations, Furiosa finds herself imprisoned within Joe's vault alongside his stable of wives. This imprisonment symbolizes her entrapment within an oppressive regime and foreshadows her eventual rebellion against both Joe and Dementus. The scene emphasizes her internal conflict as she grapples with her desire for freedom while being surrounded by danger. Foreshadowing rebellion. As Scene 3 concludes, Furiosa's resolve begins to strengthen. She contemplates her next moves in a world filled with danger and betrayal. The emotional weight of her past, particularly her mother's death at Dementus's hands, fuels her determination to escape and seek vengeance against those who have wronged her. The Siege of the Citadel is a critical scene that establishes the conflict between Dementus and Immortan Joe while highlighting Furiosa's character arc. It sets up her transition from captivity toward empowerment and resistance against tyranny. The brutal dynamics of power play out against a backdrop of violence and betrayal, laying the groundwork for Furiosa's eventual rebellion and quest for justice in a harsh world where survival often comes at a great cost.